Hey there, this is going to be a tutorial on how to upload your mini canine avatar as a VTuber avatar. So the first thing we're going to do is start off by downloading everything we need. So you're going to need Unity for this, and I'm going to put the links to all of these in the description below. So this is Unity, so you can download that right here. You'll also need the VTuber upload files from the Gumroad listing. So if you click on this folder here, the drop-down, you'll need the mini canine VRM file. And then this folder here contains some additional clothing textures if you're interested in that. Next up, you're going to need to get Uni VRM. So that's going to be this top one here. So it's kind of at the bottom of the page, so you might need to scroll. And then it's this one right here at the top. And then lastly, you can get VSeeFace. So this is an optional one, and there are lots of different options, but here I'm using VSeeFace and then also iFacialMocap on my iPhone. But those are both optional, and there are several different options that you can use. Once you get everything downloaded, you can go ahead and open up your Unity Hub and create a new project. Some of the loading times might take a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and skip through these parts of the video. Once Unity opens, you can go ahead and drag in the Uni VRM Unity package. Once that's all done downloading, let's go ahead and create a new folder. Then head up to this new VRM tab at the top and hit import. Then you can go ahead and find where you saved that mini canine VRM file from the Gumroad and open it up. And then this isn't necessary, but I like to save it in that new folder that we just created, just to keep things a little bit cleaner in the file. Now that that's done loading in, we can see the canine avatar here. So grab that and drag it into the hierarchy. It should come with everything on it like this. So we're going to go ahead and delete all of the things that we don't like. So right click on this and select Unpack Prefab. So you can pick your hairstyle. There are 3 different kinds of hair. You have your short hair, your medium hair, and then your long hair. So I'm going to go with the medium hair, so I'm going to delete the long hair. And then you have a bunch of clothing options. I want to have the hoodie on, so I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these. Now, if you want to import custom textures, you can do so now. So we're going to have to head over to the file that contains all the textures. So as you can see here, it's a little bit hard to read. So if you find this scroll bar here, you can make them a bit bigger or smaller until it shows up like this. I like to make them bigger though. Okay, this last one here, this folder, is all of your textures. So I'm going to drag in my custom textures. And this is the time where if you wanted to use those extra clothing options from the Gumroad, you can go ahead and import those now too. I'm going to be using the spooky season ones, so I just imported those. So now that the textures are imported, we're going to select them and we're going to adjust their size because they all default in at 2K, but I want my body to be 4K. So I'm going to change that here. And then I'm also going to switch my compression from normal quality to none. This is personal preference, so you can do what you would like, but these are the settings that I like to use. For my hair, I'm going to leave it at 2K. Do the same thing for the compression. And then the clothing is going to be 4K. And lastly, this is the normal map for the clothes for the spooky season version. So you need to switch the texture type from default to normal map. And then switch this to 4K and none. Okay, now we're ready to apply these new textures to our avatar. So we need to head over to the materials folder, which is the 4th folder over. And this first one here, these are going to be your clothing textures. So we're going to select this little box, or this little circle right here, and then type in the name of your texture. Do that for both the lit and the shade color. And then I'm going to switch out my normal map as well. And now you can see that the texture for the sweatshirt is changed. Next up is the hair. I'm going to do the same exact thing, except this time I'm going to leave the normal map alone. And last up is the body. Okay, awesome. Now we can go ahead and change how our avatar looks, for the body outside of the textures. So head over to the 3rd folder over. That's going to be your Blendshapes folder. And then the 3rd blend shape right here, you're going to double click that. It should just say blend shape on it. So click that. And at first, this is going to be really small in your scene. It's probably going to be like this. I like to make mine nice and big so I can see what I'm doing, because when you're changing your avatar, it's not going to change in the scene here. It's only going to change over here. So you can see that the avatar has everything on it from when it loaded in. It's not going to be like this when you export it out, so don't worry about that. To change how the avatar looks, you can go ahead and select your neutral blend shape. It has to be your neutral, so make sure you have that one selected. And scroll down, and you can see a bunch of different categories here. So we're going to start off with the body. And the first thing we're going to do is switch the blend shapes that we have to turn on. So because we have the sweatshirt or the hoodie on, we're going to scroll down to the clothes. And turn on the hoodie blend shape. This is to prevent clipping with the body, so just make sure you have that turned on. And then because we have the medium hair on, we're going to turn off the default hair that is on the body. So that blend shape is located in this section here. It's a little strangely named, but that's because of the VR chat avatar version. So go ahead and find the blend shape that turns the hair off. It's this one right here. Remove hair in game. And now the little hair should be turned off. If you have any other clothes turned on, like you have the overalls with the shirt on, you're going to want to go into the overalls and also turn on the shirt blend shape here. And then go into the shirt and turn on the overalls. So now we're ready to go ahead and change how we look. You can see there's tons of different categories here, and they're all divided up by parts of the body. So the first category here is your default mood, and this is mainly just brow position, but also you can lower your lid. Next up we have the head, cheek floofs, body, and tons more, so feel free to check them all out. There's also this section here that says don't edit. You can ignore that because this is for VR chat, so anything in here, feel free to go ahead and add on to your avatar. So I'm going to go ahead and make some changes. and I will see you guys when I'm all done. Once you're happy with how it looks, if you would like, you can upload a picture of your avatar. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. If not, you can use this default one here, but I've got my own picture. And then I'm gonna do the same thing that I did before with the textures. And then head back up to the VRM tab here, hit export, and then drag your mini canine into the export route. You'll see all these errors pop up. You can just hit reset and then drag your picture into here, give it a name, and then hit export. Oh, also one quick note, if it comes in Japanese, you can switch it here to English. So that might make it a bit easier for all of you English speakers, including myself. So go ahead and click export when you're all done. And make sure you're saving it in a place that makes sense and you remember where it saves to. So I'm just gonna save this to this folder here. And then you're all done. Now we're gonna go ahead and open up VSeeFace. So I've already got it open here, and this here is VSeeFace. So I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna turn off this so we don't have double me here. So you can go ahead into your avatar selection and hit add avatar. Then import that VRM avatar that you just exported from Unity. I've already got mine imported here and you can see my little picture. So I'm gonna hit cancel. Next up, if you want to have full face tracking, so that's when it tracks your full face like this, I would recommend using iFacialMocap on your iPhone. I believe there are some Android options, but you might need to look more into that. I don't have an Android, so I don't know too much about it. So if you're using iFacialMocap, head up to your settings and your general settings. And then right here, you're gonna need to scroll down a little bit. You're gonna need to put in your IP from your iPhone to iFacialMocap. And then one other setting, there's tons of settings in here. I like to have hybrid audio lip sync on. I feel like it makes the mouth look a bit better, but obviously that's up to you, and you can pick the settings that you think look best for your setup. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through email, Discord, Twitter, or any of my other social media. And if you like the avatar, feel free to leave it a rating. All of the ratings always help. So thank you so much for supporting me, and bye-bye.